yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. That is right. Today, the Loose Cannons, we have a great show for you guys.
Episode 17.
Episode 17. We went to see yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Today.
We saw yesterday.
So we're going to tell you guys about it. We're going to start that a little bit later, but we got a great show for you guys. I just want to start by saying thank you guys for listening to us right now. Yep. If you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, or listening on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, any platform, Android, iPhone, flip phone, whatever device
you got a CB radio, do it all.
Whatever device you're listening to us on, we just thank you for joining this conversation. Yes. We've got a great show.
Yes, we do.
Listen, let's kick it off.
Yes.
Where do we start? We always start with this week in social.
Oh, wait a minute. You didn't tell them who you were.
Oh, well, I'm No Justin No Peace.
Yeah, and I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons.
Yes.
And every week we sit down and have a conversation where we fire off our opinions on today's pop culture, politics, and especially movies.
Yes.
Because that's what we do. Last week, we had a great episode.
Yeah, we did.
Yes. What was the movie last week?
We watched Child's Play.
Child's Play.
Woo.
So listen, wherever you're listening to us or watching us, go check out last week's episode also. But today is about yesterday.
Yes, it is.
Today's about yesterday. But let's start it off with this week in social.
Oh,
there was a lot going on. There's so many social platforms, but what was trending as of recent because of this weekend, the BET Awards.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to watch?
I don't watch award shows, so I went on social media and watched.
You caught the recap.
I caught the recap.
You caught the recap. I watched it.
How was it?
I didn't watch it live. I watched it, because I had DVR'd it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
First of all, I enjoyed the show.
Okay.
There was, it's lulls because they were trying to get in some of the most current artists like Baby, Lil Baby,
okay,
Da Baby was also there. That's two different people, guys.
Lil Baby and Da
Baby, they both performed, and I think I went and got snacks at that point. But
that was the young generation.
Yes, that was for the kids.
Let me get my stuff.
Yes, but Cardi and Offset performed.
I heard that was pretty good.
It was actually really good. It was actually it made me excited because I was like, would I go see a concert that had Cardi,
Offset,
all of the Migos, and them do their individual stuff?
Yeah,
I would be down for that.
That's actually a good line.
I would spend some money for that.
Offset,
definitely.
Woo, woo.
Because it's like it's like a poor man's Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yes.
I
feel you.
It's like Jay-Z and Beyonce is what you want to be. That's what you think you are. That's the PhD level.
Now, you want to know what? I'm going to tell you who I think they are.
Yeah.
They are the young generation's Ike and Tina.
Ooh.
Because Tina's bigger than Ike, Cardi's bigger than Offset,
You're right. They are Ike and Tina.
They're just not beating
I can definitely see Offset turn his life to Christ in the next 10 years.
I can see it.
I can see it. But they were good. Who else was?
But wait. On a side note, the song we did start singing on last week's episode, people didn't know that was the Migos redoing the Shaft.
Get out of here!
2 weeks ago, the Shaft. Whatchamacallit?
Yep, that was definitely the Migos.
The Migos redid the Shaft song.
Yeah,
so in case y'all was wondering, episode 15.
That was a low point.
Yeah.
Sorry, and I like them a lot.
But go on, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just
BET Awards, they were good. In BET fashion, it didn't go off without hiccups. Some of the camera, they did not cut to where it was supposed to be. And sometimes in the performances, there should have been close-ups, and they were far out.
So do you feel like that's a producer? Like, all right, camera number 5.
It's him. It's him. Unless somebody is just not pressing they're just not pressing the buttons.
Okay.
But it's the room. It's the room, and they're not. I understand some of the wide shots they were trying to get were of moments in which I understand they want the wide shots, but sometimes you just got to say mess that because the human person wants to see the person performing.
Right.
So forget the wide shots. and just go straight in. Regina Hall was fantastic.
Yes, I heard she was really good.
Fantastic.
I heard that the best parts were the people who were behind who would never sit down or would look into the
Hilarious.
camera. I mean,
The brother was waving. It was brushing his waves.
what kind of production are you putting on here?
First of
BT?
all, it's all seat fillers. It's the performers and seat fillers. I didn't see anybody that was there that didn't really have a role to be there.
Oh, okay.
Everybody was there, had a role. They got an award or seat fillers because it was just too many regular Joes.
Right.
It was too
I
many.
feel you.
It was a couple of people who came straight from the swap meet.
Yo, I
It copped it, and it was
got
like,
the
yo,
suit from the cleaners
it was
and put it
yo,
on and walked straight in.
Yeah, dog, I'm going to BT. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Black experience. But it was fun. Regina Hall was actually, for her, I mean, she is a comedian, but she's a comedic actress.
Right.
But for her not to be a stand-up comedian and to be actually this funny, either she's amazing or they actually got the right writers this time. And they nailed it. All the skits went off. She started off with this Beyonce type of skit. It was fantastic. BET Awards was enjoyable. Catch the recap. The performances was good. Lizzo was good. Okay. It was just dope. It was a lot better than it normally is, but the after show was trash.
Okay.
I mean, it was really bad.
Really?
Really bad. They didn't know what they were doing. I mean, we had our shit better together than that. We got no producers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just us.
Yeah, press the button.
This is raw. Well, I forget to press the button sometimes. It happens. All right, y'all.
All right.
BET Awards were cool. Check it out. Listen, more on social media. As much as things get new, they stay the same.
I'll kill, not kill again.
And this is exactly why people's voices sometimes should not be amplified.
Yeah.
OJ is on Twitter doing Twitter videos.
Twitter videos.
Not Instagram videos, not YouTube videos, not Snapchat videos.
Take the camera away.
Twitter videos.
Take the camera away.
And I mean, he's not holding any punches.
Who's doing this? Who?
OJ.
That's like giving your grandfather a camera like, yo,
Yes.
put up anything you want. Talk about that old granny you had.
Except my granddaddy is just a person who drinks a little bit. OJ drinks a little bit and might have killed a couple people. So it's a big difference. My granddaddy don't have bodies that I know of.
I'll kill, not kill again.
Yo, okay, listen. I don't know. Listen, the fact that OJ is either he's that crazy of a mastermind, psychotic, Charles Manson type of killer, or he might not have done it.
I don't think he did it.
I don't, because it's too brazen.
Listen. All right, this is my, at this point, like, let's separate the murders, right?
Yes.
Okay. You know what he went to jail for, right?
Yes, for trying to take his own stuff back.
Okay. You know there's cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
And you know someone's got the property.
Yes.
And you went up into someone else's hotel room, right?
Yeah.
Ready, threatening them and ready to beat them. I don't know if, I can't even remember if he beat them.
I don't know.
But regardless of whatever the case is, but he got what, 9 to 10 years?
9 to 10 years for brandishing the gun, armed robbery.
Right.
But he didn't have the gun.
Right.
Yes.
So, I mean,
The smoking gun. He didn't have the smoking gun.
you can't think that you could get away with something twice. You know what I mean? Like, you can't unless you really didn't do it the first time and you that dumb the second time.
You that dumb the second time.
You know what I mean?
He has every reason to lay low.
Yeah. Look, yo,
He won't.
you got enough money to live, survive.
Yeah.
Like you're good for the rest of your life.
Yes.
You could go off into the sunset.
Yes.
Nobody will even say your name in 2020.
And there's women that still want him.
Right? What? Yes. Why are you out here? I mean, I
He
saw
really
the video.
trying to clear
You saw
his
the video.
name.
He denied Chloe being his kid.
Yes, I absolutely
I
did.
want Maury for the DNA test.
Absolutely
I'm
did.
sorry, I want Maury. Have you ever seen pictures of Chloe side by side with his daughter, with Nicole?
Mm-mm. Very, very
They might as well
close.
be twins. They look more alike than the brother does.
Oh my gosh.
And I hate to put it that way, but I'm just saying. OJ claimed your kids. Anyways,
He said he's never been sexually attracted to. I've never been sexually attracted to Chris. Chris. OJ.
I'm glad he did wish us a happy Father's Day, though.
Yes, that's what I needed.
Yeah.
Nobody else was.
Right. I know, right?
People upset. Why OJ on Twitter? You know what? He's being a good man and wishing fathers happy Father's Day.
Right.
You weren't.
Right.
You weren't.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't need everything else, though.
Listen. Peace to OJ. Lay low juice. Lay low juice.
Don't come to claim this material either.
Don't. You know what? That wouldn't be bad. The loose cannons out here, them talking about me. That's what we need.
All right, I'm a tag.
We need OJ. Tag OJ. Everybody. When we throw this up, tag O.J. Simpson.
And for those of y'all who know where I live, don't tell them where I live.
Don't tell him where we live.
Thank you.
Don't tell him where we live.
Let him come to the state
Explain
and
to him we have cameras everywhere.
Let him put in the work. The cameras didn't stop him last time.
You're right.
Come on, man.
OJ don't care.
But
all right. We're moving on down, easing on down the road. Listen, okay. In this time,
yes,
in the climate that we live in, we have to be salacious in ways to get our point across.
Yes.
There is a group of young ladies,
yes,
who have taken salaciousness,
yes,
to the next level.
Innovative.
I just want to explain to you guys what is titled up on the paper. Dildo gun protest. Okay, we're just going to put it out there. Boom.
Is this another episode that we can't play for kids? Like this is definitely
another,
what it is. Okay.
Okay, this is NC-17. Check this out. On a college campus,
yes,
there's a protest going on.
Hey. Okay, so what's your name?
My name's Rosie Zander.
Okay, and what are you out here doing?
So I'm UNEM's campus coordinator, and so we work with different organizations on campus that we align our views with, and we are protesting guns on campus. It is illegal to have one of these bad boys on campus, but you can bring your gun into a classroom. That's absurd. So we're fighting absurdity with absurdity.
All right, and how many of these have you given out today?
Over 5,000. In total. I don't know how many today. I could not even get at least 1,000. Vibrators? Sorry. Strap your vibrators to your backpacks. They're arming themselves, so are we.
Because apparently on the college campus, I'm not sure what state it is, they are trying to allow students to be able to carry their firearms into class.
Right.
People who are proponents of the Second Amendment, which a lot of people are, but some of them in particular believe you should carry every single place without exception, including chemistry or fine arts or just to the cafeteria to get a milkshake. You should be able to carry everywhere. And some people believe that's absurd. Not saying that we do, but some people believe it's absurd. So to prove the absurdity of the situation, they say, I see your absurdity and I raise it. So they're doing a protest.
I'm all in.
I'm
all in.
There's no more cards.
No.
The river is there. They're doing a protest as if you can absurdly bring your firearm, I can absurdly bring my dildo
Yes.
to class or vibrator
Yes.
or any sexual
Yes.
machinery. Is that what you call it? Do you consider sexual tech? Is that what it is?
It's electronic, right? Oh, well, I mean, anyways.
Sex tech. We should be able to bring our sex tech to class. And the video, the young lady is standing behind a table. She's handing out vibrators. And to the left or the right of her, which we're going to put the video up, YouTube people.
So y'all can see it.
There is a giant black dildo just flowing in the wind like the American flag.
Yes.
And I said, this is free speech.
Yes.
This is America.
How would you feel?
What, the gun or the dildo? Because both of them elicit different.
Well, I mean, honestly, it wouldn't bother me at all, personally. I don't think.
It depends on who you are. If you've been around a lot of guns and your experiences with guns.
But honestly, it depends on the person because I've been around a lot of people too.
You know what? I think a sidearm, I don't really have that much.
Right.
If you're doing the AK with the sling on the side and then you put it in the, the desk next to you and I can't sit there, that's kind of weird. And Come on, Billy.
See, I understand because it invokes anxiety.
Yeah,
so and
it
that
does.
it would make it a tough learning environment. So
It
that's
does.
one reason why I would definitely understand. Man, but those dildos, whoo, that may be distracting.
I don't know if it invokes anxiety because I mean, if it's Thirsty Thursday, and I see Deborah with a big black dildo on her desk, I'm like, oh, I see you, I see you.
Not the dildo though. The gun is what invokes anxiety. Sorry, everybody.
My bad.
I should have been more clear with that one.
My bad. Because I was like, I'm clear.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just you kind of all right. That's
All right.
that's. But the
I
whole
see
thing
you.
is they're handing them to everybody, and I mean me being I believe that I understand the fight.
Yes.
So I'm definitely for it. So I mean, I guess you're gonna hand me whatever you're gonna hand me.
Yeah.
I mean, guys they have a problem with holding these things, but I mean, I'll sit it on my desk. Look,
Yes.
I'm up for the fight.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna use it obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, unless someone from third room wants to go back. But I mean, like, you know me. Like, I'm here for y'all. You know?
Where did she order all of them from?
It was like boxes and boxes. Like,
she said she's giving out about 5,000. Who's funding it?
what campus are you on? That
The
people are
student
just walking
union
around
is
like,
funded.
yo, Justin, they're handing out dildos
Handing out
down in the
dildos,
quad.
dog.
You need to go get one.
You need to go get one.
So,
Dog.
I mean, that's tough. That's tough. But I mean, I understand it. So I guess.
Is it like when you go to Costco and you keep coming back you keep coming for the same sample? It'd be like, oh, can I get one for my friend? Can I get one for my friend?
I'm telling you, they're right there.
They're right there. They're right there.
He's getting dressed. He was in bed when I told
couldn't
him.
make it.
But,
He couldn't make it because
my roommate, he's right
he was
there.
up late.
He's doing his paper. He said he really can't come, but
And the story after that is kind of weird. You walking through the quad, be like, "Yo, Justin was double fisting."
yeah. All right, this segment definitely has to go up. I'm 5 times next week.
X-rated. All right, listen. Wrap it up.
Okay.
Understanding, I get fighting fire with fire, and it's actually a pretty clever way of doing it.
It was.
Because I think what she's attempting is most people will look at this absurd.
Right.
So without the Second Amendment being there, most people would be like, what?
What silliness is this?
What
Right.
silliness is this? So yes, I mean, in the classroom, it's not necessary.
Right.
It's not necessary for the one thing. It's not about impeding on your rights. It's that it creates anxiety for actually most people.
Right.
Because most people don't have a gun history, a history of guns, of dealing with an environment of guns. Most people actually live on the coast of the United States of America, so therefore there's not that huge history of guns. Doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to exercise your right. But do you really need a class?
Right.
Just like, do you really need your dildo in class? You don't.
Right. I understand.
That's the point. Point taken. Kudos to you, young lady. Keep the fight going.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. Okay.
All right.
Moving on
Well,
down.
I mean, politics. We might as well just.
Isn't that the perfect segue?
Yes.
Because some
Yes.
people be looking like dildos anyway.
You right.
So the Democratic debates
Yes.
happened this week.
Yes.
As we're recording, yesterday was the second one.
Not the yesterday movie. We was
Not the
talking
yesterday movie,
Right.
but in the day before that was the first one. I did not get to see yesterday's, and that was like the front runners. They
Right.
split it in two.
about. Right.
And we're talking about the Democratic debate. Probably won't ever talk about the Republican debate because I think the Republicans know who their front runner is going to be, and they're not really trying to really get into that game because it's a zero-sum game.
Right.
So really where all the challenge is with the Democrats. And there's some interesting ones. There's a lot of them that are getting a lot of burn, I would say, as a New Yorker. They're getting a lot of burn when it comes to media coverage.
Yes.
And then there's some that were like new faces to me.
Right. I heard people from New York were still shocked that de Blasio was in it. They was, is that de Blasio?
They thought it was a joke.
Exactly. They was like, I thought it was a joke. He's still running.
I thought it was a joke.
So.
Now I watched some of the recaps, and he hit him with some great points. He had some great points. I mean, it's so weird because I was talking to my wife, and there are actually great proposals that are coming out of a lot of different individuals. individuals. I wish we could make a Voltron out of them.
Yeah.
And not all of them. The problem with this situation is most of them do not need to be president.
Right.
But a lot of them should be in the cabinet.
That's exactly what I saw a lot of people saying that also.
Now, I'm going to tell you my feeling. As much as people are feeling Yang, he's not a president.
Right.
I'm not going to choose a president who doesn't have political background,
right,
who does not already have a hold of the system, because it is a system,
right,
and it does require negotiation. Just like if you're a lawyer, a person who's been plugged into it knows who the judges are, knows who the DAs are. So that's the criminal defense attorney that you want.
Right.
You're going to get the best deal with that situation. He is not the guy. A lot of them aren't the guys, but he has a great idea.
Right.
That UBI is the dividend is a great proposal, and that should be adopted by whoever becomes the front runner, and he should be in the cabinet. I don't believe him when it comes to him being prepared to run for to be a president, and I am skeptical about anybody who goes straight to presidency.
Right.
Not even one other step.
Would you support him being someone's running mate, being a vice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, because I like his mind. Right now, I like his mind. I like how he thinks. But I think I'm always leery of business individuals.
Yes.
Always leery of business individuals.
Yes.
Especially people who tout the idea of being a business individual.
You mean sort of like our head of state right now?
Yes.
First president to not have a political or
Exactly.
military background?
Because that's not as much of a strength as people want to believe. I believe it's a hindrance.
Right.
Because it's not down to the numbers. It's not down to the GDP. But to Yang's credit, he speaks about how we need to look at our success differently.
Right.
And it's not down to the GDP, because everybody who's saying the economy is doing well aren't actually receiving those benefits from the economy when they're talking about GDP, when a lot of people aren't even in the stock market. They don't even know what their 401k is invested in to even say if that's affecting their retirement in the future. So to just throw out these ideas about economics, and there's an impact. There's real life impact.
Right.
And people in our society, some of them have actually had a lifetime of focusing on the real life impact of policies. There's theories where people say, regulation is destroying business, so we need to hear from business people. No, we don't need to hear from business people. We need for them to sit down with the politicians, not for them to make the decisions.
Exactly.
Because if you are a business, you don't want anything to be in your way.
Right.
But sometimes things need to be in your way because there's real life impact. And beyond a business person, there are people who study the impact, the economists, which is totally different people. Economists don't have the biggest business, but they study the impact of what the businesses do in the global business. So with all that said, there are smarter people than Bill Gates. There are smarter people than Mark Zuckerberg. There are smarter people than Jeff Bezos when it comes to the impact of their business and what it does to the society at large.
I was reading a report the other day, and they were talking about how this trade war with U.S. and China is slowing down the world's economy, and how it's become a hindrance on all facets. It's like, all right, well, that's definitely going to bring on a recession that's going to hit multiple countries, not just ours.
Yep.
But this idea that like, oh, well, we need to be getting the best part of the deal. But it's like, when you give and you take and the world economy grows, your back product also grows. So it's really hard to see it as, all right, well, we need to be the best and we need to claim this and know that it's hindering a whole bunch of parts.
That's not how this things are called give and take. And even though we are a country, and of course we want the best for our country. We want the best for our country. but that does not have to be the expense of other countries.
Right.
There are things, it's a seesaw. There is a balance that both people can walk away feeling like they lost something, but they gained something.
Exactly.
That's true compromise. And if you don't understand that, just stop talking. Just stop talking, because we're not going to get everything. We're not going to get everything. We're not going to be the leader in everything. We're going to be the leader in some things.
Right.
And within those some things, we can make our economy strong.
You ever heard that saying, the difference between a hustler and a con man is a con man always wins and you feel conned, but a hustler
Yes.
will always give you what you want. So y'all
There
both
you
equal.
go.
That sort of thing.
They want us to be the proverbial con man.
Exactly. So it's just a thing about like figuring out where the balance is and then
Yep.
going forward, instead of having someone who's head of state who just wants to win and
Just
everybody
wants
else
to
loses,
win.
even if it looks like we're losing. So I don't know, but do you have a favorite by any chance?
I was Bernie
All
in
right.
2016. I voted Bernie in the primaries. But I'll tell you who I'm seriously interested in. This is my Voltron. Bernie Sanders, Andrew Yang, Marianne Williamson,
Okay.
Kamala Harris is interesting. Cory Booker is interesting. I think I have no necessity of Joe Biden. Joe Biden feels like people's attempt to draft somebody who has done things before.
Right. Someone who's, I feel like, is a big reason is the connection to Obama.
Yes,
Like,
we don't need the washed old.
right.
It's not even about age. We need someone with the newer ideas.
Right.
And we need people who understand the balance. Andrew Yang is very interested in the way he talks about tech because it's real. And I think people need to understand the one thing about tech. It's not the $15 minimum wage that has these people designing it,
Right.
because they have the money. The money is there. And when people talk about redistribution of wealth, every purchase, everything you buy is about redistribution.
Exactly.
It's just about
Put
who you're giving it to.
Putting the money back into the economy.
Exactly. And the truth is, if the money is not in the hands of the people who spend the most, our economy dies.
Right.
If the more money Bill Gates has, the more he can't do with it. As much as people want to believe that he's going to save the world one day, 30 years when he dies, forget that.
They don't realize that this is the reason why these big earners have to become philanthropists, because they have to give away the money.
They have
for
to
it
put
to
it
be
back.
recycled back into the economy. People miss that idea.
It's a flow, people. It's a consistent flow. If I have more money, I'm maybe buy a car, maybe purchase a home, maybe buy more clothes. What are the industries that is affecting? What companies is that affecting? What people who are creating the small goods? If I buy some clothing, that's more than just Old Navy or Gap or Sean John. That's the industries that sell the zippers. That's the people who make the plastic for the zippers. That's the people who make the cotton, the people who process the cotton, the people who process the dyes. All of those things are affected. So if I can buy more shirts, Lewis can buy more shirts, 1 million people can buy more shirts, the net effect of that is way larger than Bill Gates being able to buy more shirts.
Right.
And not to just keep using Bill Gates, but that's the name and the face that people know.
Yeah, people don't realize that it's like if 10 people making $100,000 a year are going to buy 10 shirts, one person making $1 million is not going to buy 100 shirts.
They're not gonna buy.
They don't realize that.
It does not work like that. And that doesn't mean that you can't be a billionaire. That doesn't mean that you can't be a millionaire. But we have to rethink this. Is it ultimately destroying us? And what is the need for it?
Right.
What is the necessity for it? That's why prices are constantly driving up. Listen, people can make all their reasons for it. They can say, don't give people money because inflation's going to happen. Inflation's been happening. Cost of everything has been going up.
Right.
Something has to do a reset.
Yep.
Whether that's Bernie's plan of getting rid of the school loans, whether that's Yang's plan, I think is a combination of a number of different plans. We need a reset. People have to be able to buy.
Correct.
And millionaires get richer.
Yes. Like,
when people are able to buy, they do better.
This is, I think that this is the problem that most, because all right, so your idea is that, all right, I got $1 million.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But the idea is that, let's say I have $500,000.
Yes.
Right? All right, I have $1 million. I give away $500,000, whether it's tax money, whether it's this, whether it's that.
Yeah.
But that money gets recirculated. What my $500,000 is now worth $1 billion if
Yes.
I didn't recycle it.
Uh-huh.
You understand
Yeah.
what I mean? The
Yeah.
value of the dollar keeps
Yeah.
going up. But if you hold that $1 million, it's going to go lower.
That's it.
So it just turns back into 500,000.
That's
Like,
it.
that's what people don't quite understand.
People
about.
have to be able to spend. If we put money in the hands of homeless people right now, it doesn't disappear.
Right.
It literally comes right back.
Right. They have to purchase.
They
They have
have
to
to
buy
purchase.
to survive. Like,
They're the ones who are going to purchase.
right.
We're putting money in the wrong hands. And what people also need to understand is we are putting the money. It's not that people are earning it. It's not that people are just so creative. We have designed our economy,
Right.
and it's working one way. And we could redesign it
Right.
for it to work a number of different ways.
Right. Exactly.
Democratic convention was great. I'm gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. We're
Yes.
gonna watch all of the debates, not the convention, all of the debates.
I watched that before I watched the BET. Sorry.
And so then we get to see what the main people, which was Bernie,
Yes.
Kamala, Yang, and all of them
Yang's
were on
my
the
man.
stage.
Oh, Yang's
and
my
Biden.
favorite. Just so you
Yang's
know.
your favorite?
Yeah.
Yang is cool.
Yang's my man's.
Yang, see, and you know this is what's scary. I think Yang is great. I think Yang is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure that Yang is not going to pull an okie doke.
Oh, I understand what you mean.
I'm not sure that he's not going to pull an okie doke
Okay.
because I could see there's no track record.
Right.
There's no track record
So
of holding to these.
All right. So do you
Principles.
feel like he's one of those that just came out of nowhere, or
He definitely came out of nowhere.
Okay.
He has a great idea.
Right.
He has a great idea, but he definitely came out of nowhere. He definitely
Alright.
came out of nowhere, and I'm interested to see where his money comes from.
All right. I'm gonna go get the news. I got you.
Perfect.
All right. Let's get into our next.
Listen.
Where we at now? Just in case it wasn't heavy enough. Let's.
Okay. Listen, when you're watching these town halls, what happens, not the town hall, when you're watching the debates are happening on CNN. So there's a lot of people chiming in.
Yes.
There's a lot of news outlets chiming in on everything
Fresh
that's
takes,
going on in the world.
yeah.
Fresh takes.
Yes.
Some are educated and some are just dipshit.
You could say that again.
A new dipshit take comes out of dipshit news themselves, Fox News. So
This week in.
this week in racism.
Yes.
And what people people got to understand that racism really extends its ugly octopus tentacles,
Yes.
and you don't have to speak the specifics of hatred, but can have the undertones
Yeah.
of hatred and bias.
This made me debate whether this was like a speaker point where they were just like, we need you to say this.
It's got to
And
be.
Whenever you have a chance, just slide this in here.
It's got okay. So at the border, everybody knows what's going on. Well, not everybody knows what's going on. There's deaths that are happening. We watched the man and his daughter wash up on shore. It was disgusting.
The detention centers.
The detention centers, the rapes that are going on in the detention centers. We know this is happening. We know it's happening.
Right.
Fox News decides to discuss these things, but they want to paint the picture of the detention center to be like a Best Western.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn.
It's not bad at all.
It's not. It's the detention center. These detention centers are so nice that they spoke. This is from Fox News mouths that they spoke to some black people,
Some African American.
some African Americans, and African Americans said that those detention centers seem so nice. They're
It's better.
better than the projects.
Yes.
I wish that I was able to live in those detention centers because the projects was just so horrible.
Yes.
Now, as a person who's from New York City,
Yes.
I've had experience in projects.
Me as well.
I choose the projects.
I choose the projects.
I
10 times
choose-
out of 10.
I choose the projects.
Yes.
In the projects, they have beds.
Yes.
They have covers.
Yes.
They have heat,
Yes.
air conditioner,
Yes.
stoves,
Yes.
refrigerators,
Yes.
family,
Together.
together, love,
Yes.
locks on the doors.
Yes. Oh,
Free to go in and out.
That's freedom. Freedom.
Freedom.
Oh man.
I don't know. See, maybe Fox News hasn't been to the projects before, but the door works both ways.
Right.
Nobody walks you in and locks you.
Right.
Mom, I'm going.
You don't have to sleep on the concrete floor.
No.
You don't have to. Like
don't
if you
have
had
to.
a bed,
Actually,
you can get.
the floors
you can order a bed.
The floors
if you
are
got-
concrete.
Right.
Carpet.
Right.
Carpeted floor. Area rugs.
Yo.
Dining room tables.
I can't believe that this came out of my mouth when I
What do people like? Do people really think like because a building has a terminology of low income and it's called a project that people are just like pissing and shitting everywhere and just walking through it?
Yeah.
And sleeping on floors.
So, did you see any of the other videos connected to it? Where they were talking about where at the press conference they were saying why they didn't need blankets or they didn't need beds or they didn't need
The soap.
Yeah, they didn't need the soap. Yeah, that. Oh my gosh! Like, how?
How low can you go?
New low standards. Like I can't even.
I'm gonna tell you right now. The United States is the limbo champion of the world.
We can set new standards.
They
new low
are
standards.
slipping under the bar like no one ever before.
And people are appalled. How could you say that these are concentration camps?
How?
You don't see
These people haven't taken an SAT because it's something called an analogy.
Right.
Analogous.
Yes.
Look it up.
Do you not see on the news?
It doesn't have
how
to be exact.
They're so nice on the news, though.
Oh, wow. Because, wait, I just want all those people who said it's so nice. I want to go in their home, remove all their sheets from their bed, and give them a metal one. Yeah. Whatever that copper.
I don't even want to do that. Just take them down to one.
Just take them down.
Take them down to one.
Live here.
Yeah.
Come on, Best Western.
I'm going to lock the doors, and you tell me how that works out for you.
That's it.
Yeah. This is the whole thing. All right. My thing, how I always think about this is.
Go.
All right. These people are running away.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like you could say, oh, they're looking for a better life. They're doing this. They're doing that. They are going away from where they came from.
Yes.
If you're telling me that these people would rather go back there than stay in these camps, then how good could this camp be if they're willing to go back to where they ran from?
Nothing.
You know,
it's not.
It's a difficult.
We have the resources. What we're doing is playing a dangerous game of punishment. Mm-hmm. And as a father, I've learned that everything doesn't need to be punished.
Right.
And
to the full extent.
So this idea of you'll never do it again if I beat you, rape you, pull you away from. How are they reporting this back to the people who are fleeing?
Right.
Gunfire or whatever they're fleeing. How are they going to report this back and let them know how bad it is? It's disgusting to say, as the land of the free and home of the brave, because you don't carry the same blue book that I do, I'm not even going to. The point of America is we uphold our laws for everybody on this landmass. Mm-hmm. Once that starts to degrade, it matters nothing at all.
Right.
Nothing at all. Don't tell me what happened to Otto Warmbier is disgusting.
Right.
Is disgusting. Because on the same principle, you're saying, well, we can treat people however we want who are not supposed to be here.
Right.
You can't hold those two things together. Mm-hmm. It's horrible. Morality is not how you treat your family, friends, or your extended family. Morality is about how you treat a stranger.
Exactly.
And people who were born on a different piece of dirt, they're not overwhelming us.
Right.
They say, oh, they're overwhelming the border. That's because you're holding them there.
Well, yeah.
We can't process them because of your process.
Right.
What is the point?
The shenanigans.
The shenanigans. And when people compare to Hitler, the simple comparison is understanding it didn't go from 0 to 100.
Right.
It started slicing and slicing and slicing away. There was always people to rationalize the behavior.
Yes.
Up until. And now when we turn around and look back, what are we, 70 years later? How many years later? However many years later we are, then we're able to look at it and say, that was disgusting. But today, people need to get the hindsight and say, the foresight and say, you know what? I wouldn't want it done to me. We need to stop doing it to them.
Right.
There are options. There's tons and tons of money. Tons. Understand that we're not allocating the funds in the right way.
Right.
These people don't have to suffer. The veterans don't have to suffer. Everybody was saying, well, how are we going to take care of them if we don't take care of the veterans? Let's take care of the veterans tomorrow.
Right.
We don't have to figure it out.
Right.
There's solutions.
Easy.
They need housing. Build it. Tomorrow.
Easily.
We all get out. Day off of work. We're building houses for the veterans across America. Here's the funds.
Right. I don't understand why, if the defense budget is so big, these are veterans, include them in the defense budget.
No, we gotta buy ships. We gotta buy helicopters, Black Hawks and Downs, whatever that is.
Yeah, they're wondering why people aren't going into the military. Maybe it's because you're not treating the veterans well.
Who would?
I don't want to go and finish that race.
No.
All right. Well, you want to turn it around real quick?
Yes.
All right.
Because Fox is a piece of shit.
Yeah, it sure is.
All right. Loose Cannons, we back. Let's lighten it up.
Woo!
Killing with kindness.
Yeah.
We haven't had something for this topic
For a while.
And I want to point to our viewers out there. Listen, if you have some great things for our topic set up, send it in.
Yes.
Email us, cannispodcast@gmail.com, or hit us in the comments on any of our platforms.
Yes, please.
But this is a great time that we get to look at things that are just beautiful and nice.
Yes.
Kill them with kindness.
Yes. So this report came out. I mean, it came out actually earlier in the year. I checked.
Yeah.
But there was some back and forth to see if it was legit, and it came out this month that it was.
Wow.
Tyson Fury had given up at least half of his proceeds, I want to say.
Wow.
Some claim that
what was his amount?
Originally, his purse for his fight with Deontay Wilder from the Bronx was $3.5 million, but with pay-per-view views, it went up to $9 million.
Oh.
And he gave it to charities for building houses for the homeless, because he was once homeless before in the middle of his career, drug addicts, stuff like that. And I mean, it's a great point for someone who, comes into, their own, finally finds their way, finds a point, and
hasn't forgotten.
Doesn't forget at all,
It puts a significant amount of money where his mouth is.
Right, exactly. So
kudos, Tyson Fury.
That's an amazing thing. I mean, knowing that, like we just said, philanthropists putting money back into the system, this is something that needs to happen,
It has to happen.
And wish that it was governments doing it as well as celebrities, but, this is where we're at, having these moments where we can look to someone like Tyson Fury, who may be at the pinnacle of his career. This is, you should be banking every dollar you get right now, but you're trying to help out where you came from. So kudos.
Big ups, Tyson Fury.
Yes.
All right. Main event, guys.
Yes.
Main event. This week, we went out to the theaters.
Yes, we did.
We got into our reclining seats.
Yes.
We had our snacks.
Yes.
And our Pepsi products. Was it Pepsi products?
Coke products,
Coke
man.
products, my bad. Coke products.
Freestyle machine, remember.
Coke free. You're right. It's a red machine. Coke products. And We zoned out for what, hour and a half, 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
And we experienced the art of cinema
Yes.
yesterday.
Yeah,
We did it today.
Yes.
But the name of the movie is Yesterday.
Just so we can see where we're going tomorrow.
That's right. Directed by Danny Boyle.
Yes.
Not sure who was written by.
No, I don't. I honestly, I don't remember.
I believe they said it's the producers of Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes. They got a couple
First,
things coming out.
initial thoughts.
My initial thoughts were, especially like the first 10, 15 minutes, I was like, this is funny.
It's funny.
This was definitely way funnier than I expected it to be.
Uh-huh.
I didn't expect for it to, I was like, oh, this is sitcom comedy. This is how good this is right here. I was like, all right, because everybody's got the theme of romantic comedies. You know how they go. And I was just watching it like, oh, this right here. Yeah. Instant. I like it.
Plus, they didn't do too much of the romance at the beginning. They just splashed it.
Right.
They just kept splashing it.
The one thing that I did notice that I was like, I like this premise was you could see that there's that affection there. Like you knew that this is going to be the thing.
Absolutely.
It wasn't one of those movies where it's just like he's got to earn her love and they find out along the way. Like you could tell like there's this chemistry that they just have not done anything with. And that was great. A true romance. So I liked it.
Yes. I was excited from the trailer. I thought it was a great premise.
Yes.
I thought it was a great premise. It was something that I feel like if I'd seen the treatment for it, I'd be like, this is it.
Right.
This is great. And the execution of it was fantastic. For the audience out there, let's give them a summary.
Right. For the movie, Jack, right?
Yes, Jack.
So Jack is struggling musician, trying to find his way.
Yep.
And finally you see him at this point where most artists end up where they're just
About
like,
to give
I'm
up.
done. I'm about to give up. I can't do it anymore. This was my last gig.
Yep.
And he goes and he gets hit by a bus during this solar flare blackout.
With the whole world, all the lights just go out.
The entire world. And he gets hit by a bus.
Yes.
He wakes up to his world now is without, not just the Beatles.
Yes.
It's without so many different things. And that was like the best part about it. It was just like so many things did not happen across time.
Yes.
And he's the only person that remembers it. Who remembers
The only
these
person
things.
that remembers specific things like the music of the Beatles.
Right.
And that's where the story is surrounding. He's the only person that remembers the music of the Beatles. And once he finds out that he's the only person that remembers the music of the Beatles and how much everyone loves this music,
Right.
his career starts to take a turn.
Right. His whole idea is writing down the songs that he remembers and filling in the gaps where he can.
Yep.
Yeah.
It takes him on a roller coaster, playing some small venues, recording some music, where he ends up meeting Ed Sheeran.
Right.
And from there, Ed Sheeran puts him on a great platform, and now he's going to a huge amount of success.
Right.
But while he's sailing to this huge amount of success, he's leaving one of the most important things behind, which was the person who believed in him from the beginning, which was his manager and future love interest.
Best friend.
I forgot her name.
Ellie.
Yes.
Right.
Ellie. And we just go on this journey of Jack feeling like an imposter, feeling like a liar, and
losing himself.
Losing himself and the thing that he loved the most.
Right.
One of the things that he loved the most.
Romantic comedy.
Yes.
Coming of age.
Yes.
Dramatic. I mean, it had everything.
It had everything. It was beautiful too.
It didn't have no action sequence, but I mean,
no action sequence. But it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was very happy.
Yeah.
It was just a great, happy cinematic experience. It was light. It felt very.
It was poetic.
It was poetic. Mm-hmm. It was poetic because there's levels to the feelings of the movie and the feelings that they evoked. One of the great things about the movie, obviously, I believe he's an Indian dude, the main character.
Yes.
He's Indian. but that doesn't come up.
Right.
You just see his family.
I like the fact that it was.
You see his beautiful Indian family.
It's the English minorities.
That's it.
It's just like here,
They grew up in the town.
Right.
That's it.
You could tell, like, obviously he grew up there his whole life.
Yes.
Obviously, you have the flashbacks from when he's in grade school, so
Yep.
that's how they all grew up. And I like the fact that it gave.
They didn't do any weird bullying of him.
Right. It was a proper perspective,
Yes.
like. There's mixed culture everywhere around the world.
Everywhere.
So
And in some places, they just accept and
Right.
just grow up and everybody's merry and happy. And I enjoy that it wasn't about necessarily his culture.
race or culture.
Race.
Yeah.
No, it was just about him. And he was a character. It
Right.
was great. The performances.
He was amazing.
Amazing. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
gotta look him up.
I was actually shocked. I was just like, oh, okay.
Amazing.
I'm
Funny.
almost certain he sang because it definitely sounded like him. So,
It definitely sounded like him.
which was amazing in itself because he did a lot of songs.
Yes,
in the
he
movie.
did.
So I was just honestly, I think that the movie was maybe an hour and 40 minutes, but the singing probably took it over 2 hours.
It did.
And I mean, obviously, all the songs you're singing half of them because you're just, oh, I know that song. Oh, okay. I'm almost certain that people were shocked that we knew some Beatles songs.
It's very interesting because, like, for me, going to see that movie wasn't about going to see a Beatles movie.
Right.
It was a movie who was using the music of the Beatles to tell a story,
Right.
tell a story of art. But like I was telling you, when I was outside the bathroom, some people were disappointed because they were like, I thought it was more about the Beatles. Yeah. Like, I mean, they literally had, well, I'm not going to tell the people the ending, but there was a special surprise.
Right.
That is, this is what the story is. But the movie in many ways was a love story to the Beatles, but at the most is a love story to art.
Right.
It's a love story to creation and timeless art.
Well, that's one of the things I was going to say. I mean, like, don't you know that the Beatles aren't in the movie? They said that they're not existing.
Yeah.
So you're just going to get a song
You can't
or two,
see them.
right?
You can't see
you're
them.
You're not going to get it.
It takes away the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. But
Ed Sheeran was funny.
Yes, Ed Sheeran was good.
Yeah, he was.
Ed Sheeran was good. The whole cast was good.
Yeah,
it
perfectly
was just
picked. Yeah,
we were just laughing.
What's her name from SNL? I can't remember her name. She played the manager.
She was great.
She was funny.
She was great.
But yeah.
But like all of the experience, it was just very good.
Yes.
It was a person, you could tell, a director who has done some heavy topics, but with this they were able to really just bring the light out.
Yeah.
Bring the light out and just make something of a great experience.
It was heavy on the heart.
Heavy on the heart.
Yeah.
But we need that.
Yeah.
We need that. We need that balance, and that's what our experience is about. Going to see movies like John Wick, Shaft, Child's Play, and then coming on down with Yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just a great. It was a really, really good film.
Threw me for a loop.
Listen, let's give it a score.
Okay, what you got?
I'm going to give it a score for a particular reason. I'm going to give it a nice 4.
Okay. Alrighty.
0.25. A 4.
Okay.
And the reason why I give it a 4 is because it's a very sweet, heartfelt, great executed movie.
Yes.
Great executed movie. And it's fun.
Yes.
It's so fun to watch. I don't really have bad things to say about it. But movies that I give a 5 just need another level of a punch.
They need to be classic.
They need to be a classic. And this is one of those movies that you're passing maybe 5 years down the line. It's like, have you ever seen that? You're watching it on Netflix and you put it on for somebody. It's not a movie that you're going to just... It's not a movie that's going to be studied in film schools.
Right. I can understand.
But it's a movie that a filmmaker may love
as a personal favorite.
Right. So that's why I'm going to give it a 4. But I sincerely enjoyed this movie.
Okay. I was originally going to give it a 4 from the beginning. So
okay.
yeah, so no drum roll necessary. But I can honestly, I can definitely see it in my top 10 favorite romance movies.
Oh yeah.
So I was definitely shocked at how heavy it was romantically, and I was just like, but then I was even more shocked at how funny it was because I was
Yes.
just like, you know, romance comedies and so I feel like movies are either have to be romantic
Yep.
or it has to be comedy. This was probably the one of the best movies where I was just like, oh, this is the best of both worlds
Yeah.
right here, you know. So definitely up there.
Plus, they gave you some pump fakes where you
Yeah.
thought it was like,
Oh, this,
uh,
yeah, yep.
you thought, you
yeah.
know, because you've seen these movies before.
Yep.
You thought it was going to happen here. It's not.
It had great one-liners, and like I said, the first half is like a sitcom comedy, like one after the other.
Yup.
Like, you know, like knowing romance movies, romantic comedies. If you're watching them, you're just like, you're watching the whole scene for the build up, and it's like,
Yup.
hit them. Sitcoms, like it's a line, boom.
Yeah.
A minute later, another line, boom. Another
Yeah.
minute, another line. That's how the scenes were written for this, and I was just like, oh, this was executed perfectly.
Yeah.
This is great. Like you got a scene where like you are chuck-a-lucking
Yes.
the whole time. So
Plus, like, they didn't. You know how, like, in a lot of the romantic comedy movies where the guy is kind of positioned as almost like he's the bad boy or the
Right.
player, and then this
gotta
one
turn him,
person
right.
turns him around. That wasn't this. He was
Right.
a regular guy who just kind of got caught in the obliviousness, plus being fearful of taking things to the next
Right.
level. So just kind of suppressing it and just getting caught in the wheel of just being great friends.
and kind of just been focused on his life, like
Been focused on his
this
life.
grind of like trying to make it.
Yes.
you know, and just missing out on love, which is literally right in front of him.
Right in front of him.
So, all right.
And that's what would have completed him. We find that out. Great movie. Yesterday, we saw it today. It's a love story to the Beatles. A love story about love stories.
yes.
Very funny. We give it a 4.
4.
You guys go check
Go
it out.
see it.
It's worth it.
If you
It's
haven't
worth
seen it, date night movie.
it's
perfect.
Perfect date night movie.
You're gonna laugh. You're
Yes.
gonna get teary eyed, cry,
Yep.
kiss each other on the forehead.
Definitely some
Yeah,
forehead kisses
right?
going on.
I'm just
I
saying.
adore you. I adore you.
I'm glad I found you. How I
Lose
found
cannon
you.
say go see it.
Yes.
So go see it. All right.
Alrighty.
Listen, if you're new to the podcast, every week after we go see a movie, we pull a topic out of the movie. We pull topics out of the movie that we want to discuss. All right? So one of the topics that was just glaring in the movie was timeless art.
Yes.
Because the Beatles were unknown, but the fact that he knew him, he was able to sing the Beatles.
Right.
And they were able to have its effect. We're a movie podcast. So, let's discuss timeless movie art
Yes.
and its effect.
Ooh. Okay.
Can you name a movie
Yes.
that if it was removed from your memory, you would want me to show you? He doesn't even know I had that question. I just pulled that out the hat.
Ooh, that was a good one right there. Okay. All right. Man. All right. Well, my 1A, like Good Will Hunting. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Good Will Hunting is easily my favorite piece of work from Matt Damon, easily my favorite piece of work from Robin Williams. Probably one of the only reasons why I knew who Stellan Skarsgård was when I first started watching movies.
Yep.
If I didn't see that movie, like, I definitely need you to show me that. Yeah.
It has a lot of heart, too.
Yeah. It's heavy,
Yeah.
you know, so. Ooh, that's a good one right there. Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. Because a lot of movies in my top 10, like, it's been done differently, but I don't think that there's a movie like Good Will Hunting. I mean, unless, like, maybe Finding Forrester, like, you think about
Yeah.
movies like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What about you?
I think it would be Reservoir Dogs.
Ooh, okay.
because the experience of Reservoir Dogs happened to me in a particular way. I was younger, obviously, when it came out, and my brother's older. He's 11 years older than me. And he was talking about the movie to my aunt. I'm mad young, so I have no idea. I hear dogs, so I'm thinking it's about dogs. And he's talking about the movie, and I'm like, I think I need to see this Reservoir Dogs. I don't know what this is. And then by the time, it wasn't even at that time, by the time I had the experience of watching this, for me, it was a roller coaster, and it reignited. I knew that I wanted to be a part of this world.
Right.
I understood, by that time, I understood that what I was watching and what was created was different.
Right.
It was different in the way they used language. It felt different in the way they used music, and it was different in the way that the scenes were organized. And so throughout my life, I have gone back to watch Reservoir Dogs over and over again, and it's an amazing experience every time, because the scenes that I'm watching, I'm like, I want to know the mind that created this. I want to even put my place into being able to create something as beautiful as this. Because I think once you see a lot of linear films and you see traditional filmmaking, Reservoir Dogs is like that feeling of hearing that boom bap, of hearing that hip hop, of saying, oh no, this is different. This is something I want to be involved in. Plus, it's some people at their performance best.
Right. Yeah.
It would have to be Reservoir Dogs.
The writing and execution for that movie.
Writing and execution.
And
it's Shakespearean.
Yeah.
It's almost like a stage play.
There's so much symbolism that people miss. Like I still watch videos today, like analyzing the movie. I'm just like, damn, I missed that too.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty amazing. You're
not gonna die.
Complete random fact of the movie. So they said that Quentin Tarantino, he gives away Tim Roth's character in the first scene of the movie.
Get out of here.
All right, so you know that they're all sitting at the table. They all get their names.
Yep.
They're all ordering. And when the guy asks who didn't give a tip, Tim Roth is the rat. He's the one who says,
yes.
It was this guy.
Right away.
He
says it right away.
Everybody else didn't want to say anything
Yeah.
because they're not used to ratting.
Oh, my God.
And I was just like, yo, that's so crazy.
That just took it up another notch. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's so many different things that they were just like, oh, this scene, this, and I was just
gives
like,
it right away.
right away.
Remember the scene.
The first scene. Like, he's just like, nobody else wants to say anything.
Mr. Pink, he didn't tip. He doesn't believe in tipping.
He doesn't believe in tipping. That's it. And you're just like, it's so small, but the details are so important. So
wow,
crazy, right?
Good Will Hunting, Reservoir Dogs. If you bump your head, I know what to play for you.
Yeah, thank you. Please do. And some Biggie Smalls.
Oh yeah,
that was funny.
See, I don't know if it's Biggie for me.
Who would it be for?
DMX, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood.
Ooh, okay. No, it's darker than hell.
Used to meet my dog, you was in my left titty. Scream, ride or die, thought you would die with me. Found out you a bitch, you can't even ride with me. Now it's so warm. When it rains, niggas get wet. I stay dry.
I know that whole album. I got you.
Yo, that
I would write that whole album for you. I got you.
It's so good. It's so good. All right, let's be geeking out because that's what we do here.
Yes.
When we were talking.
Yes.
And we speak about art. And one of the questions that you had brought up, what matters more?
Right.
The recognition or just doing it for the love of the art? Because as artists, and this is a form of art that we're doing, but would it matter to you if you did not get the recognition?
No. I'm not a quote unquote fame whore.
Yeah.
So like my biggest thing is I want to do the things that I enjoy because I enjoy them.
Absolutely.
Not because others perceive me a certain way or others enjoy me for it. And so this is my problem with these kind of movies where it's just like, I'm not successful doing this, so I'm going to give it up. Like, so then my biggest question is, all right, are you passionate about it because you love singing and you love writing?
Yeah.
Or are you passionate about it because you thought that one day you'll be on stage and people will be applauding for you? That's like two totally different things in my book.
Yeah.
So for me, my biggest thing is like, I love drawing. I love writing. I love doing this right here.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, if in 20 years we're still doing this and my mama and your family is the only ones listening,
That listen, yep.
I'm gonna be like, yes, episode 203, and
Yep.
I miss like that's
Yep.
I love it. Like that's my thing, and it's tough to just be like, oh man, I hope we get all these people to listen. Like,
Yeah.
nah, that's not me.
I've had that battle, but I always go back to one moment. I was doing filmmaking in high school,
Yeah,
and when I did a short, they had like a film festival, and we were able to play our films and stuff like that, and people would come and watch. And I didn't get the reaction I thought I would get. I had put a lot of energy into this film. It was all of me at that moment. It was all of the young Justin, what I thought I learned before film school,
Right.
just learning in high school was everything that I thought that I could put forward. I thought that I was the Spike Lee of that school. That's how I felt. And I didn't get the applause. But I remember the one moment was after I spoke to this one dude. And he was like, yo, you did that, right? And I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, that was dope. And he was having a conversation about it. And that moment was more important. It was more special than the applause could ever be.
right.
So even with this, even with the loose cannons, if every week we're hitting one voice, if we're inspiring one person to say, hey, pick up a mic and make a podcast, conversate with your friend about the thing you love and throw it up, or if we inspire one person to say, hey, I'm gonna sit down and start writing that script, or if we inspire one person to say, listen, I'm gonna start shooting stuff on my iPhone. If it's just one, I'm fine with that. Or if the one is us,
Right.
if the one is us that we just keep creating. I go back and forth because I do put too much weight on the approval of other people. Not a lot of other people,
Right.
but just other people to, in a way, validate, hey, oh yeah, no, you're doing art and it's cool, keep going.
Right.
But I'm learning, and I am looking back at the special moments, and all those special moments was not about accolades or recognition in the tradition of money or funds. It was about emotion.
Right.
When I was on stage, when I was doing plays, I can look out into the audience and I can see us drawing people in, with words, drawing people in with experiences. And that was special. That feeling was special to be able to, in a way, suspend time because nobody's looking at their watch. Nobody's looking at their phone. You have their attention. So to do that is special. So it's almost like we have to almost redefine recognition.
Right.
It's not millions of dollars. It's not being on the stage at BET Awards.
Right.
It's about that special intimate moment that you can have with a listener, you can have with your partner that you're working with, that time suspension when we're here and we're just enjoying these conversations that we would have had.
Right. Regardless.
Exactly. And that's art. And that's the most important thing, is that we are here putting out this art. We're creating, we're putting our energy into this art. And that's the most important thing, is that we put our all into it.
Right.
And seeing something that someone put their all into. That's why we go to the theaters, because seemingly we're watching something that hundreds of people have put their all in. Suspended time for 3 to 6 months. Some people work on these projects for years.
Yes. Yep.
And they come and they put that up. And we have a special moment. And we're extending that moment by having these conversations.
That's why one of my biggest things is, regardless of what you're doing or anything, anybody who's around me, if you're doing something, even if I don't see it or I don't get it,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna just be like, yo, that's making you happy. You go ahead and do that, because the most important thing is for you to see something that you enjoy doing yourself, and
Yes.
being able to have that motivation to like keep on doing it regardless of anything.
That's
else,
right.
You know, so that's what people need in the world.
Yes.
You know, that little bit of motivation where it's just like, all right, I got that. I got someone sees it.
Yeah.
Someone else sees it.
Yeah.
So
you don't need the millions.
Right.
You don't need the millions. People are engaged. People are engaged. Even through this process, it's about the little wins for us as the loose cannons. And it's like you can get caught up in the social media likes.
Yep.
You can get caught up in the amount of likes.
Mm-hmm.
But do you get caught up in the fact that one person actually just decided to comment?
Right.
One person actually decided to like, because it meant that much to them.
Right.
And if it means that much to them, it is special. It's not about how many people it means that much to.
Right.
It's down to the one person that it means, even if it's your mama.
Right. Look, I mean, honestly, look, the selfies on your phone that never got posted, they need love too.
They
you
need
know?
love too. They need love too. That lighting was good.
Yeah.
The lighting in the car was good.
Yep. And I mean, it brings us back to that whole, is art imitating life or is life imitating art?
Art imitating life. Life is art.
Yes.
Art is life. And at the end of the day, we're all creating art. Our life is a piece of art.
Yep.
And if anything you pull from this movie, the lives of John Lennon, Ringo,
Paul
Paul McCartney.
John, Ringo, Paul, and the other guy.
I hope our fans don't love the Beatles. The Beatles. Their lives, and some of them are living, but their lives were pieces of art. Because at the end of the day, in order for us to do what we're doing right now, we had to live the life we live.
Mm-hmm.
And the life that we live dictates what we can create in our art.
Right.
So our life becomes art. The same thing when songwriters, they sit down and they write intense songs about life, their life or life of people that they've been in contact with. They had to experience that in order to create what they're creating. So life is art. So at the end of the day, everybody out there, the loose cannons say, keep living life.
Yes.
Keep creating art.
Please do.
Keep being art.
Yes.
'Cause
If you have any art, send it to us. Attach us to something that you're doing.
Yo, let us know what you're up to. Let us know what you're up to. Listen, I want to give a special shout out. This is off the cuff. Special shout out. Dude I went to school with, Marcus Aaron. Marcus Aaron has an album out.
Oh, really?
Holy Smoke.
Okay.
He's a rapper.
Okay.
He's a God-fearing rapper.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's how he wants to be put out as, but it's fire.
Yeah.
Like dope 16s, dope raps. Marcus Aaron is dope. And at the end, we may put up a clip of one of his songs. Holy Smoke is an album, is on every platform, I believe. I was just bumping to it on iTunes.
I'm going to check it out.
Dope. Marcus Aaron. I'm going to tag him in here.
Okay.
Holy Smoke. Go listen to the album. Go create some art. Go be some art. I'm No Justin, No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
We are the Loose Cannons, guys. Every week we're here doing this show, creating art. Hit us in the comments. Cannons Podcast on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Cannons Podcast at Gmail. Hit us in the email. Oh, that kind of rhymed.
Yeah. All right. You a rapper
All right.
too.
Cannons
Just like Ed Sheeran.
Podcast, guys. On YouTube, the Loose Cannons Podcast. We had a great time sitting down with you guys. Don't forget, join the conversation. Be a part of the conversation. Create more conversation. The Loose Cannons Podcast. We out.
We out.
Peace.
You remember when I was broke, huh? Looking for a coupon to cop a futon. Now we so fly we can flow, huh? Rolling down the window, act for Grey Poupon. Man, who else could get it jumping like a rope, huh? When I first started, they ain't know what I was on. Yo, you probably thought this all was a joke, huh? Now when they see me, they say, Mr. Holy Smoke. Ah!
These is free throws, this too easy, man. Just stay in your lane, take it easy, man. We invented this, just believe me, man. Seen it with the smoke, you can't see me, man. This original, you can't beat me, man. Ask me who am I, like I'm Beanie Man. I'ma teach the world, boy, I'm Mr. Feeny, man. While I'm dancing with my father like I'm Luther Van.